Hello guys, so this is a hard video for me to make because this video is about poverty and I understand it very well, but I've still been thinking. We have this obsession with money in our culture and it's for a good reason, right? Because you need money to pay your rent, you need money to get food, you need money if you want to have your kids have a beautiful Halloween, have your kids have a beautiful Christmas, things that are taught to mean something to us. But it's just like, at what cost? Because we have families that sacrifice time with their children that could be very valuable just to get more money. But then they say this is for my child as well. But studies have proven your child loves seeing you in their life a whole lot more than the things you buy them. And parents are taught, oh, well, I bought you this new video game system and you can sit on your butt and stare at a screen all day. Or I bought you this new ball, you can sit outside by yourself and play outside all day. Oh, or you can make friends with the neighborhood kids and you guys can again be to yourselves, get into whatever you want, and not have any adult guidance. So, of course, you're going to make bad decisions. And it's like, oh, well, this is good, this is okay. And I just feel like we ignore what kids really want and we ignore what we as people really want, which is, connecting with someone, having a family, and just that love and that togetherness that's not in the things we buy. As well, when you think about our connection to nature, yeah, it's great to have a house. However, it could also be good to sleep outside. It can also be good to just spend some time in nature and not hide away in a house all day. I just think everything in life has its ups and downs, and there's even studies that show we don't need to eat all the time. We eat way too much. We bathe and we try to be clean way too much. We sit in our cars and drive everywhere way too much. This is hurting the environment. Get a bike, start walking. There's just these ideas that, like, oh, I have to go do this thing, I have to go pay for this. And it's like, do we really? Can we just think about surviving off less? Because it's just weird how we have to get a job and then use the money for that job basically to invest back into the job. Because it's like, oh, well, I have to get this nice clothes. That way I can go to a nice school and then I can work. Okay, let's try this again. I have to get a good job, so I have to get nice clothes so that I can look professional. And then I also have to go to a nice school so I can add that nice school to my resume. And then once I get this job, I can finally be happy and spend money on impressing people who I work with on my job, because I'm not going to have friends outside of work. That was a big thing during COVID. People were like, oh, I don't have my job anymore, I can't be social. And it's like, a job is not supposed to be for you to be social anyway. The fact that you need this job to have your whole life planned around it is crazy. You can't be late. You can't take off when you need to. You can't have a family. You can't have a cat. Can't have a dog. Like, it's just like, jobs really expect people to only live for them and only buy clothes for them. Because I remember when I have a dress code, it's like, what? Now I have a dress code? What about all these clothes in my closet? I can't even use them and I'm working like here all the time. Anyway, the clothes thing. Beyond clothes, as I was saying, the food thing, like, you can't even eat on your job. You can't even make time to take a poop on your job. Like, it's just all of these things restricting our bodies. And for what? Like, what can money really buy? Because the things that it buys, it's like we're not enjoying it. Like, oh, I have my house, but you don't enjoy your house because you're always at work all the time. And I just say it because I've seen this happen. And I'm just like, what is this luxury that I'm getting? And can I really have like a good experience or a better experience by opting out of this system? Because it's like, yeah, I get a house, but I also have to worry about paying rent every month and getting kicked out of this house. Yeah, I get water, but then I have to worry about the water getting shut off. Yeah, I get electricity, gotta worry about the electricity getting shut off. Oh, I get air conditioning, gotta worry about how am I gonna fix this air conditioner when it break, and then ultimately just go without it because I can't afford it. And it's just like these ideas and these thoughts, this extra stress, I just don't think it's worth it, especially when I feel like you can find a way to live simpler because a lot of people do. Places don't even have electricity. People don't even have these houses that are built up to code. Like, land really should be free, and this world is making things way too hard. And with money, I just hate this obsession with like money because I think if that's your mindset, that's disgusting. And it's just, what about the other things in life to enjoy than just chasing money and chasing a check? And we find it to be so natural and normal to say, oh, you need a job, oh, you need to make this money. But it's like, what about the other things in life we want to own, which is our own land, our own food, our own freedom? And money does not hold all those things because money is money. If it's giving us freedom, we would say freedom, you know? We have words for these things. And it's just such a rat race, like such a, you're running on the wheel, never feeling satisfied. And a lot of people are stressed out, you know? And I see it so much, and I'm just like, what is the point? Like, we're trying to live a long time, but what about living and having a good time? Like, oh, you can live 100 years and still look old, sickly, and worn out, or you can live a good life. Like, I mean, it depends on what that person describes as a good life, but it's like you can live a life where you worked 70, 80 years and then you finally now can retire, and then we say that's a good life, but is it really? And again, define good for you. And for me, like, what I'm seeing, it just doesn't seem that good for me.